You've seen them, right? Those Instagram posts from some beautiful beach, laptop open, talking about a six-figure coaching business. It's such a powerful dream. You get to share your knowledge, you help people, and you build this incredible life for freedom. But there's a side of that dream that nobody ever shows you.
And that's the hard truth, isn't it? For every single success story we see, there are just countless others who started out with all this passion and expertise, but ended up in total frustration. And it's not because they weren't good enough. It's because the traditional way of building a coaching business is just littered with these hidden barriers.
So, why do so many aspiring coaches fail before they even make their first dollar? Well, it usually comes down to a handful of massive, predictable roadblocks. I like to call them the 5 dream killers. Let's dive right into the first one.
It all starts right here, with what should be the easy part, your product. I mean, you have the knowledge, right? But turning that knowledge into a polished, professional digital course, that is a whole different ballgame. And for so many people, this is where all that initial excitement just comes to a screeching halt.
You know, what's really fascinating here is how these problems all feed on each other. You get stuck in what they call analysis paralysis, just tweaking your course modules over and over and over. Then the tech overwhelm kicks in. Which platform is better? Kajabi? Teachable? And all the while, money is just flying out the door for software and tools, but absolutely nothing is coming in. Take Sarah, for example. She spent 8 months, perfecting a program that she never even launched. That quest for perfection literally became her prison.
Okay, so let's say you actually managed to finish your product. Awesome. Now you got to sell it. And for a lot of people, that means facing the dreaded live webinar. This is just a massive wall of fear for so many incredibly talented people.
And look, it's not just stage fright. It's the fear that the tech is going to fail, the fear that nobody's going to show up, or maybe the worst one, the fear of being judged. And on top of all that, the time investment is just huge. We're talking over 40 hours of work for a single 1-hour webinar. There was this expert, Mark, who knew his topic inside and out, but the thought of going live literally made him physically sick. That's how powerful this barrier is.
But what if you push through all of that and you actually get clients? Well, congratulations. You might have just built yourself a brand new job, not a business. And this is a trap that, at first, feels a lot like success.
This really hits the nail on the head. Your income is directly tied to your time. So if you stop coaching, the money stops. Cold. Thinking about a vacation, a sick day, those become huge liabilities. A coach named Jennifer was making $4,000 a month, and she felt pretty proud, until she actually did the math. With all the prep work and the admin, her real hourly wage was less than $30. Burnout wasn't just a risk, it was an absolute certainty.
So you can have the perfect product, you can be willing to work around the clock, but none of it matters if nobody ever sees your offer. This is the traffic struggle. And honestly, this is the lonely place where most businesses just quietly die.
I mean, just look at these numbers. Paid ads can cost you over $2,500 just to get a single customer. Meanwhile, your organic reach on social media is basically in a nosedive. Everyone says build your list, but that can take years. There's a story about a marketer named Michael who had a perfect professional sales funnel that nobody visited. Without traffic, the best business in the world is really just an expensive hobby.
And finally, if you really want to scale, you need leverage. That almost always means getting other people, affiliates, to promote your products. But for a new coach, this feels less like a strategy and more like an impossible mystery.
This is where the walls can really feel like they're closing in. See, to get affiliates, you need proof that your offer sells. But to get that proof, you need traffic, which we already know you're struggling to get. It's that classic chicken and egg problem. A coach named Lisa knew she needed partners to grow, but with no network and no sales data to show, she was just completely and utterly stuck.
Okay, so we've laid out 5 massive problems: the product nightmare, the webinar terror, the time trap, the traffic struggle, and the affiliate mystery. It's a pretty bleak picture, right? But what if there was a model designed specifically to eliminate every single one of them?
This slide just shows the contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got the traditional path, with all those barriers we just talked about. And on the right, you have a completely different approach, a system where all those core, difficult components are provided for you.
And look, this isn't just some theory somebody cooked up. The system was built by John Thornhill and Randy Smith, who have an absolutely incredible track record. The numbers really do speak for themselves. Their model has reportedly helped over 3,000 students generate $23 million in sales, and they've earned major industry awards along the way.
So, how exactly does a system like this claim to work? I mean, what's the engine that actually drives it? Let's break down the mechanics of how it directly attacks those 5 dream killers.
Okay, let's dive into this. The core idea is that you're basically given a complete, pre-built business. A branded funnel is created for you. You're given a special license to sell a proven product, and you get to keep all the money from those front-end sales. Then, they deliver traffic to that funnel and even recruit marketing partners for you, all while providing ongoing support. Let's just focus on this for a second, because this part is a real game changer. Instead of the typical 50% affiliate split, this system gives you a license to keep 100% of the initial $997 sale. That completely changes the math and makes it possible to get your investment back and start profiting way, way faster. And here is the solution to that impossible mystery of finding partners. You don't have to. A professional team literally does it for you, and they tap into this huge established network. This is how you build real leverage and a potential passive income stream from other people's marketing efforts. And finally, the biggest hurdle of them all, traffic. The system tackles this head on. For 12 months, targeted visitors are sent directly to your sales funnel. This means you can start building your email list and making sales without spending a single dime on ads or trying to figure out those constantly changing social media algorithms.
So, a done-for-you funnel, 100% commissions, and traffic and affiliates basically delivered to your door. It sounds pretty compelling. But is this really a new blueprint for success, or are there trade-offs we need to consider? Let's take a balanced, honest look.
This slide really lays out the reality of it. The pros are incredibly powerful. The entire tech setup is handled for you. You don't have to do any of the coaching work, and the 2 biggest growth killers, traffic and affiliates, are provided. But there are honest limitations. It does require specific accounts, there's an initial investment, enrollment is limited, and this is not some overnight get-rich-quick scheme. It still takes time to build real momentum.
And that brings us to the final big question. A model like this bypasses so many of the traditional struggles of starting an online business. But does it create a new kind of dependency? Is a pre-built system a revolutionary shortcut, or does it stop you from learning the foundational skills of building something from scratch? It's a fascinating question about the future of entrepreneurship itself. Definitely something to think about.